Welcome to FRC Media News for Thursday, September 9th, 2021. I'm Keith Tebow. The 2021 election debate season got underway this week. We recap the first debate in the mayor's race. The new BMC Durfee High School is open, and we look ahead at this weekend's Spindle City Fest on the waterfront. All that and more coming up. The first debate in the race for mayor took place last night, hosted by the Fall River Reporter, and aired right here on FRC Media. All four candidates were invited to attend, with incumbent Mayor Paul Coogan, City Council President Cliff Ponte, and challenger Jonathan Albernaz in attendance. Here are the candidates' full responses to the question of what their top two priorities will be if elected.
Prevent any more lockdowns from occurring, as well as any type of mandates that relate to forced mask wearing, forced vaccinations, proof of vaccination status. That's going to lead into an element of U.S. history that we don't want to relive. It'll just come in a different flavor in terms of segregation. And we don't want to live that, and that's already happening in other states around the United States, as well as other cities like New York City, where you can't be allowed in certain restaurants, you can't be allowed in certain stadiums if you don't show proof of vaccination. So that is one thing that I will not allow to have happen. There's no need to force our government employees, as Governor Baker has just declared for the upcoming October deadline. That's something that I will not force upon any of the people of Fall River. In addition to that, another major point is to focus on generating income and revenue for the city, and that will involve bringing back various events, not limited to Fall River Celebrates America.
Public safety and education. Our public safety right now needs a lot of additional supports. Departments across the country are having trouble recruiting officers. We recently had a class of 25 new reserves, which we could only fill with 12 bodies. People do not want to be a police officer at this time. For whatever reason, we have to make it an honorable profession again and bring it up. With that being said, this weekend people will notice that there's going to be additional patrols for speeding, noise violations. We're going to ramp it up because it's really getting too far out of control, both from the motorcycle side and from the car side with these exhausts. Those are things we're going to be working on right now. We have a number of things we've done. The 12-car minimum. We've started a police cadet program. We've also done our procedural justice training and our de-escalation training, so our officers are more like guardians. Education would be my second priority. With the opening of the new high school, I think we have a golden opportunity to elevate the standards in the Fall River Public Schools. Right now in Fall River, if you ride around past our schools, all the buildings are top shelf. They're in tremendous condition, and even the old ones like Tansy and Watson have been renovated. I've been in all of them, and it's going to be good to see how we do with curriculum and instruction to bring our scores up going forward.
Top two priorities would be obviously providing financial relief to the taxpayers of the city, with a plan to actually provide financial relief to the taxpayers. I've outlined throughout the course of this campaign, and I'll continue to do that, a plan to actually provide financial relief to the community, which means actually holding your department heads accountable, making sure that water and sewer rates do not continue to always go up. Talk with your city councilors and actually listen to the priorities of the city council instead of passing a budget unilaterally that had water rate increases, sewer rate increases, all these things without a plan for the future. In addition to that, looking at the debt exclusion as well. This current administration has no plan on whether or not they're going to increase your taxes higher than the 2.5%. In addition, the other priority that I would have would be actually education as well. We share that same commitment because currently our school systems are underperforming. In 2015, our school system was ranked in the top 250 school systems when it comes to education, MCAS scores, and student growth. Today, under this current administration, we have seen the school system drop to the top 10 worst school systems in the state of Massachusetts when it comes to MCAS scores and student growth. That is a problem, and it has a huge impact when it comes to economic development and including moving the city forward in a positive direction.
Public safety has long been a concern of voters. The candidates had differing views on how to curb crime.
I would try to get more policemen on the streets. I think that that's the way we have to strengthen it. I think if you looked at what we did at Griffin Park this summer, when we put the people there in cars, you noticed that neighborhood became safer and safer and safer. I think we need more cameras. We need more police on the streets. We need more attacking the basic crime, littering, speeding, noise violations. It's that broken window theory. If you do the little things, that takes care of the big things sometimes.
What we need to do is obviously get more police officers on our streets, but we can do some basic things right now first, and that would be to reorganize our police department. Look into our vice and intelligence units and try to add more police officers that we currently have on payroll, which is 214 police officers on our payroll, and getting them on our streets and in our neighborhoods. That's what needs to happen. We can continue and sit here and talk about how we need more police on the streets, but let's do it right now. We don't need to wait for 12 police officers to be hired and go through the academy. We can go through our police department right now and reorganize and get more police on the streets.
In my position, first, I would listen to the police department and those the leaders within it, and get their assessment of the situation. I can imagine that they aren't already engaged in infiltration type tactics, as well as finding out locations which, from what I've heard, there's a rise in gang-related activities. I'm certain that they are already aware of it, and that's something that I would like to promote and even create performance incentives in order to track down and make sure that we can infiltrate these groups and take them out from the bottom up and from the top down, attack from both angles.
Other topics addressed by the candidates, including addressing the opioid epidemic, controlling rents, encouraging job growth, and improving public education. When it came to city finances, Councillor Ponte used the opportunity to accuse Mayor Coogan of not planning appropriately, particularly when it comes to using one-time funds and paying for the construction of the new BMC Durfee High School. The mayor rejected those claims, while Mr. Albanaz looks to limit any tax and fee increases.
What I think we need to start doing is really doing our best to restore lean and competent government so it will actually relieve landlords. It will actually relieve people who are paying a ridiculous amount of money in taxes, water, and sewer rates. But there really isn't a plan for that. There is no plan from this current administration about how we are going to provide relief. In addition to that, let me remind you that this beautiful high school that we have, which I'm very happy that we have because I'm a Durfee grad as well, it's going to cost us money. And currently, the current administration is utilizing one-time money, a credit card, to pay for Durfee. If that doesn't happen next year, what are we going to do? If you can't use ARPA money, one-time money, to pay for Durfee, your tax bills are going to go even higher than the 2.5. And I'm still waiting on a plan from the administration on how they are going to do that. On
the Durfee vote, when the vote was given, when we asked the voters to support our school, we told them that the tax would start in '23. It hasn't started a day before. Next year it'll come on the budget. If we can find a way to keep it off with one-time money, I will keep it off. If he's determined to put it on, that's fine. ARPA money was given to cities and towns to use to fill these gaps. If we can use it, we're gonna. He voted for the new Durfee. He voted to schedule a special election, and he voted for the appropriation, knowing full well that tax override would kick into effect in 2023. We're on schedule for that. If there's a way to keep it off of your tax bills, I am going to do it, even if I use one-time money. It's something we should do together, and if I can pull this off, then that's what we want to do. I don't even want that tax on you, but he voted for it, he supported it, and that's the way we decided it would go in 2023.
Conduct an audit for each and every department and figure out what can be cut. Last thing, of course, is being jobs and salary cuts. Just finding unnecessary expenditures. I've already identified a few just going through the budget. For example, the water department, there's a couple of elements that are unnecessary within there that measure up to a few $100,000 that could be cut from the budget. And each of these individual cuts that can be identified each of those are opportunities to bring tax relief to the people of Fall River. The last thing I would ever want to do is to raise property tax as well as the water tax or introduce any new unnecessary fees. There wouldn't be any new trash collection fees or anything of that nature, no purchasing of trash bags or anything like that. There's already too heavy of a tax placed upon the people, and any type of taxation without the ongoing consent of the people, if you ask me, is a minor oppression by the government.
You can watch a replay of the debate at various times at FRC Media Channel 95 between now and the preliminary election day, September 21st. You can also view the debate on demand, along with learning more about the candidates on our webpage, frmedia.org/election2021. The second preliminary debate will be held Friday night and sponsored by Portuguese radio station WHTB. We will be providing coverage of that event as well Friday at 6 p.m. We'll have a recap on next week's show. More on the preliminary election. We invited the candidates running for mayor to record a statement for our Meet the Candidates program. Last week, we heard from challenger Jonathan Albernaz. This week, here's the statement from incumbent Mayor Paul Coogan.
Hi, Fall River. When I was elected mayor, I knew that I'd be faced with many challenges and that the job would require my full attention and effort every day. The job was made extremely difficult by an unexpected pandemic that posed a deadly threat to our city. As government offices and businesses shut down, I began fighting for PPE equipment for essential workers. We stayed vigilant and flexible, coordinating COVID-19 testing and then vaccinations. We provided financial support to our small businesses and coordinated our response with federal and state leaders, which has allowed me to build positive working relationships with them, and that will benefit Fall River for years to come. COVID-19 may have slowed life down, but everything didn't come to a screeching halt. My administration juggled the pandemic along with a host of other problems and priorities. And public safety is my top priority. I appointed a new police chief, I conducted a professional audit of the police department, and I received a grant for neighborhood policing and provided our officers with trainings in both de-escalation and conversational Spanish. Despite a national rise in crime, we have lower crime rates in 7 out of 8 categories in the first 6 months of this year compared to last. In terms of economic development, Fall River is poised for a massive revitalization. We are in the middle of a building boom that includes new construction as well as rehabilitation of Fall River's beautiful historic buildings. Over 4,197 building permits have been issued since January of 2020, generating almost $1.1 million in new revenue. On the waterfront, I worked with our new Redevelopment Authority Board to revive the City Pier development plan that had been nearly abandoned. The City Pier is just a piece of the puzzle, with plans in place to improve parking and further develop the area. The new Durfee High School is open for the new school year. It's one of the most modern schools in the state and will be a source of great civic pride. Our school buildings are currently top-notch, and my next goal is improving and standardizing curriculum across the district. Cleanup efforts and major street repairs continue to be a focus of mine, and I anticipate a huge infusion of funds for new sidewalks and streets next year. I look forward to continuing work with the state to ensure that Mass DOT properties reflect my vision of clean, safe, respectable streets. Besides infrastructure and economic development, I have enjoyed collaborating with community groups to bring safe, accessible events and attractions back to Fall River. I look forward to hearing our residents' feedback and continue to make Fall River a fun, exciting place to live. I believe I have brought stability, integrity, and transparency back to the 6th floor. I have worked hard for all of you, and I love every minute of this challenge. Clearly, being the mayor of Fall River is not a part-time or ceremonial position. I know there's plenty more to do in the next 2 years. I'm both honored and excited to lead Fall River, and I respectfully ask for your vote on Tuesday, September 21. Thank you.
The new BMC Durfee High School is now open to all students. The $263 million facility opened its doors this week to the excitement of students and staff.
Well, the kids are loving what they see. They're learning their way around the building. We had 2 great orientation days. Today we've got all students in, And it's going to be amazing to see what this looks like with 2,300 students. They love the space, they love the light, they love that it's clean, that it's airy, they love the technology. I've gotten nothing but positive feedback from the students. It's very big, they're doing a lot of walking, but that's okay too, a little fitness built into the day. As you walk this building, it's a simple structure in that the wayfinding is very, very linear, and there's signage all over the place, and we have all staff on deck in the corridors all day, make sure kids get where they're going.
The mayor says there are still challenges to face in terms of traffic patterns at the new school, but those will be addressed. Meanwhile, this Saturday and Sunday, residents will have the opportunity to see the new high school for themselves at a pair of open houses. The school will be open Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and again Sunday from noon to 4. Federal prosecutors are seeking over $566,000 in forfeiture funds from former Fall River Mayor Jaziel Correa as part of the sentence for his convictions in May of defrauding investors in his Snow Owl app business and extorting funds from potential recreational marijuana vendors. Attorney Stephen Sabra of Sabra and Aspen says the request for forfeiture filed before U.S. District Court Douglas Woodlock is common.
What they're looking for in this motion for forfeiture is essentially it's over $500,000, and it's calculated by the money that was given by various investors in Snow Owl, as well as money that was given to the defendant, Jaziel Correa, by several of the marijuana operators, so to speak. Forfeiture money goes to the agencies that were involved in the prosecution of the case. So remember that the purpose of forfeiture is more akin to punishment of the defendant as opposed to restitution. So forfeiture money goes to the agencies that were involved in the prosecution of the case, and that would be U.S. Attorney's Office, the FBI, the IRS, I think the Office of Housing and Urban Development, whatever agencies were involved in the investigation and prosecution of the case. That's where this money would get divided up.
The prosecution is seeking over $410,000 for Correa's convictions on the Snow Owl counts and $156,000 for the marijuana extortion and conspiracy convictions. Sabra says that amount could be doubled if Judge Woodlock orders Correa to provide restitution to the victims in this case. Correa is scheduled to be sentenced on September 20th. Latest now in the COVID-19 pandemic in Fall River. Here are the latest local case and vaccination numbers as of last Thursday, September 2nd. There were 189 new cases of COVID-19 in Fall River last week, up from 151 the week before. The city now has 15,223 cases confirmed since the onset of the pandemic. On the vaccine front, 56% or 50,149 residents have received at least one dose of the vaccine, with 50% or 44,925 residents fully vaccinated. The easiest way to find out where to get the vaccine in Fall River is through the city's vaccination webpage at frvax.com or by calling 833-8VAX-NOW. That's 833-882-9669. You can also visit the state's webpage at vaxfinder.mass.gov. You can also dial 211. There will be a vaccine clinic this Friday and Saturday at the Fall River Shopping Center on Mariano Bishop Boulevard. Friday's hours are from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., and Saturday hours are from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. A $25 grocery gift card will be awarded to those getting the vaccine. All vaccinations are free and no appointment is needed. We'll have more FRC Media News right after this.
Here are some job descriptions on the latest hot jobs list from the Mass Hire Fall River Career Center. Retail Receiving Associate, Burlington Department Store located at 181 Mariano Bishop Boulevard seeks a full-time retail receiving associate to receive freight and convey shipments from the shipping receiving platform to the back room. Job number 154-43249. Project Coordinator, Precise Packaging, located at 300 Rickenbach Road, is looking for a full-time project coordinator, responsible to plan and manage manufacturing-based projects, interact with customers, and facilitate ideas to market products. Job number 154-40436. Career and Technical Instructor. Bristol Community College, located at 777 Ellsbury Street, is in need of a part-time career and technical instructor to develop and deliver a contextualized curriculum for workplace employees. Job number 154-10490. Store Employee. 7-Eleven, located at 190 New Boston Road, is looking for a full-time store employee. For more information, call 508-673-1841. The Fall River Public School Department, located at 417 Rock Street, has an immediate need for the following full and part-time positions. After-School Program Site Coordinator. Job number 154-40972. Special Education Inclusion Math Teacher. Job number 154-40773. For more information about these or other positions, visit MassHire JobQuest at jobquest.dcs.eol.mass.gov or call the MassHire Fall River Career Center at 508-730-5000.
Welcome back. It's been a little over 3 months since businesses have been allowed to fully reopen without the constraints of COVID-19. One South Coast Chamber co-CEO Michael O'Sullivan says local businesses have fared well since the restart, but still face the prospect of filling many open positions.
Everybody needs employees. Amazon needs employees. Blount Food needs employees. Gold Medal Bakery needs employees. And I just say those three because they're some of the largest employers in the community, and they really need them. They need workers. There is not a sector of business or a size of business that is immune in this economy. So whatever type of work anybody's interested in, I promise you there's work out there. Two biggest problems have not changed: staffing and childcare. And they are. If we could get over the hump with staffing in particular, which childcare is a function of, or is a function of childhood. Excuse me, is a function of child care, I should say. The economy, the local economy, would be really humming. It's doing well, but it's not humming like it really, really could be, because you have still too many restaurants that are, too many restaurants that are not open 7 days like they normally would be because of staffing. You've got retailers that are not open, all the hours that they normally would be. It's hard when you cannot get enough staffing.
O'Sullivan says businesses hope hiring will pick up now that the extended federal unemployment benefits have ended effective this week. For those seeking a job, the Chamber is hosting a job fair next Wednesday, September 15th, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at White's of Westport.
We've got about 100 employers coming to the job fair, presenting, looking for workers, and it's a very, very wide variety of employers. You've got big employers, you've got small employers, you've got restaurants, you've got you've got just about every sector of business is covered, and it covers employers from Providence all the way down to Wareham, just about on the Cape. So it's great opportunities for people to come and see and look at all the different types of jobs that there are available today. Many people are looking to hire immediately, so we think it's going to really help. And one of the reasons we waited to do it until September 15th was to let the federal unemployment incentive, let that expire.
The Chamber has also announced the hiring of a new executive director to oversee Leadership South Coast. Donna Criscolo begins later this fall, with new students expected by early 2022.
Donna has a lot of experience working in the nonprofit sector. She's been managing or leading E4All South Coast now for 3 years. She's well connected in the community, but she's just a believer in the importance of leadership and where leadership can help businesses. The hope is that we get it, or the plan is we would get it going in the first quarter of January, of 2022, and we're really excited. It's Donna's she's going to do great things with the program, and she's going to be able to engage the alumni like yourself, and their board is now an advisory board, and those folks are very excited. So we're really just looking forward to getting Leadership South Coast going again, and Donna's going to be a great leader.
The Narrow Center for the Arts presents its next iteration of the Spindle City Fest this Saturday on the waterfront. Here are the details of what's on tap and when for the Music, Art, and Food Festival, free and open to all.
Inside the Narrow Center, we're going to have art vendors. There will be food tastings by Sam's Meat Pies. Along the boardwalk, that'll be the Boardwalk Ramble. There's going to be 8 musicians along the boardwalk. From the Carousel to Bicentennial Park, there will be different stations with different musicians, so you can kind of just enjoy the day, take a stroll along the boardwalk, and enjoy some fine music. From 9 a.m. till 10:15 a.m., we're having a yoga class. That's a free yoga class. You will have to register on our website for that class if you'd like to come. It's free. From 10 to 2:30, that's where we'll have our art vendors. They'll be on the second floor of the Narrow Center. From 12 o'clock to 1:30, that'll be our Boardwalk Ramble, which will go from the Carousel to Bicentennial Park.
There are other events happening this Saturday on the waterfront, including a 9/11 tribute at the Battleship and the naming of the Heritage State Park Visitor Center in honor of Fall River native and Medal of Honor recipient Captain Thomas Hudner. We'll wrap up FRC Media News right after this.
Today we have Jackie. Jackie is about 1 year old. She is a little Jack Russell Terrier. Jackie is a very sweet and loving little girl with tons and tons of energy. She is very good at trying to bolt out the door in the kennel. She absolutely loves to be with people, loves to shower them with affection, and she's always going. So if you're a very active person and you want someone who can be right there with you, but someone who could also possibly, at the end of the day, just sit on the couch with you and hang out, watch some TV, Jackie might be a good fit for you. If you think Jackie would make a really nice addition to your home, head on over to foreverpaws.com, fill out an application, and then once you're approved, we can have you come on down to 300 Linwood Street.
Hi, welcome to Hot Dogs and Cool Cats. This week we have Jordan. Jordan, despite being an orange, short hair, she is actually a girl. Very, very social, as you can tell. She loves getting attention. She's definitely an attention seeker. She will find you to get that love. She can be a little bit of a player sometimes, though I think right now she's in more of a get pet mood. She's about 2.5 years old. In terms of what kind of home she would be best in, definitely the kind of home where somebody's going to be around a lot, that she can get that attention, that sort of thing. She will definitely soak it up. As she ages, she'd probably eventually turn into a lap cat. She does like other cats, though. She is here in a communal room with other cats. In fact, she came here with another cat, so she is used to being around other cats. If you do have another cat, I would try and pair her with somebody that matches her, energy level. So if you'd like to meet Jordan, you can come down to 300 Linwood Street in Fall River, Massachusetts at Forever Paws Animal Shelter.
That's all for this edition of FRC Media News. Please check out our website at frmedia.org for all the latest news and information, as well as our special Election 2021 webpage, where we provide you programming and statements of the candidates running this fall. FRC Media News airs Thursdays at 6 p.m. and Fridays at 5:30 p.m. For all of us here at FRC Media News, I'm Keith Tebow. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next Thursday.